What's going on, everybody? I'm going to do a full report card over YM and Defiance funds and see if they fit into my long-term plans. I've been testing them for 7 months. This is Mike, the tactical stock scalper. All right. Well, I am set to retire at the end of this year, and I needed to make sure that these funds will work for me. Now, I know a lot of people have a lot of money invested in these funds, and it's like, oh, you have such a small amount. Their plan isn't my plan, right? I don't care what they do or what other people do with their money. They don't pay my bill, so it's up to me to determine if these are going to work for me. So let's get into this and see what I think of it, and I'll let you know. Okay, first thing up. The long-term potential for these high-yield funds is better than I expected. I'm going to give you some examples here. Now, there are some I don't really like, but that's mostly because I don't like the underlying. And there have been some YM funds that haven't really done really well in accordance with their underlying, like GUI is one example, right? I don't really like it. It's not working. I haven't invested in it. I've just watched it. But by and large, they've been doing a really good job, meaning YM, of following the underlying with a cover call strategy, of course, and getting the dividend. So, yeah, I really think we have some longevity here. And let me give you an example. Tesla, TSLY. Now, I know a lot of people don't like it. It gets kicked around a lot because, Tesla has been horrible. So, conversely, Tesla is going to be horrible. Now, there have been some issues with their cover calls or whatever. That doesn't faze me, right? Not one bit. But what we're seeing with Tesla is what would happen to one of these funds if they went down, like their underlying went down for over a year. We're seeing it with Tesla. And you know what? I'm okay with it, honestly. I love the way they reverse split. They're not going to let their fund get liquidated, right? They're going to go ahead and reverse split it, put the NAV back up, and still collect the dividends. Now, as long as the dividends for Tesla remain in the 50%-ish range, I'm good owning it. I got no problems. It's what I expected, I guess, with Tesla continuing to go down on a 2-year downtrend. Tesla, that is, what did I expect from Tesla? To go down, right? So until Tesla recovers, Tesla will be there. But I am really happy with the way it's been handled, and I believe there's some long-term potential in a lot of these funds, more so than I even expected when I got into them. I do have some notes here I may refer to from time to time. Okay, I also have a Discord server. If you want to join that, I'll leave a link in the description. Please caress the like button, sub the channel if you like my content. If not, don't sub it. Okay, next. I'm putting my first major big deposit coming up in 3 weeks. See, I own a food company, and we are a seasonal food company. We do state fairs, and we have concession stands and all this stuff, right? So I wanted to make sure I start off with a small account, test it for 7 months, maybe 8 months, and then start going in heavier through the course of this year. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I've been so impressed with these funds. By and large, they're going to have a huge spot in our retirement portfolio. So I'll be putting my first major big deposit coming up in 3 weeks. So no, I'm not going to share my account on YouTube. So sorry about that. Okay, next. The funds that I am going to focus in on buying when I first start going in heavy, coming up for 3 weeks and then throughout the rest of the spring, summer, and fall. Okay, so I'm going to build up AMZY. That's my favorite YM fund. I find it to be the most stable. Dividends are good. So, and I like the company. So AMZ is going to be built up. QQQY, JEPY, and IWMY. Now, I know a lot of people don't like IWMY, and that's fine. They buy at the top of the channel, and then when it goes down, they get mad. Can't help that. Buy at the bottom of the channel, and you'll be happy. Okay. Also, I'm going to get into MSFO. So those are going to be like my core high yield funds. I'm not talking like JebQ, which also some of that. Maybe FEPI, maybe SPY Eye or whatever. But I'll look into those. But for the high yield funds, extreme high yield funds, those are the ones I'm going after. Now I will either get AMD or NVIDIA or NVIDIA, whatever. I'm watching both of those, and I got a little bit of time before I decide which one I want. But I'll be getting into one of those as well. Okay, next. I've been running my account, even though it's been a smaller amount as I've been testing them, just like I have $1 million in it. Okay, I've been running it just the same way. I'm going to run the wheel strategy on several different stocks, right, to bring in constant revenue. I'm going to have the core of it be high yield funds, okay? And then I'll have some other outliers, like I said, like JebQ and a few others for a little more safer consistency, okay? And then I'm also going to scalp, because I've been doing that for years, from time to time, but not very often, as I don't want to be chained to my computer. But it'll mostly be wheeling stocks I like, creating that revenue, creating the revenue from the high yield funds, right? And having multiple streams of revenue to create a river. Okay, next. My goal is 10 to 12K a month, either dividends, using the wheel strategy, whatever. But the goal is to make 10 to 12K a month with the strategy I'm going to employ. And I think that's, I can definitely do that, no problem. Why do I only need 10 to 12K? Well, house is paid off, I'm good on money in the bank. I don't really want to have to touch that unless I have to, right? I want to give that to my children, and I want to give my main account, my main stock account, to my children and grandchildren. So we really don't want to have to touch that. We're going to pull some out to buy a travel trailer or something, maybe a big van to travel across the country, and we'll buy that. But other than that, we're just going to live off the dividends, whether that means staying at KOA campgrounds with our, travel trailer, whether that means staying in hotels, I don't know. But whatever it is, that's all we need. Christy and I, we're very simple people. It's not the money we're after. We have the money we need. It's the freedom now we're after. So as long as I can keep, 8 to 12K a month coming in, I'm good. We are set. We're perfect. We could actually live on less if we needed to. So that's my plan going forward. So my report card, I'm giving them an A. And I did not think I would be able to do that. I'm giving them an A. I know some people call them risky, whatever. Well, in this stage of our life, we are going to have to use, be a little risky to get this money. But how risky are they? I don't think they're very risky at all. Now, I know the market has been going up for 5 months in a row, and so that may skew my numbers to a point, but I understand that that's not sustainable, and that's not how the market works all the time. I'm well versed in all that, and I know when a market downtrends, that's going to be a portion of it. I get it. I'm ready for it. I understand it, all that stuff. So with that being said, I give them an A. We're going to go full bore in this year, and I am so excited because I think they're awesome. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper, out.